What's up, guys? Someone recently asked me, when do you know when it's time to quit? And that's a great question. We all know someone who is on both sides of this. Like, they're working way too hard on something that just seems like it's never gonna work out and they never give up. And then you know someone on the other side who's like super successful because they knew just when they give up and start the next thing. I need some paper. Where's the paper? Addison's got paper, right? Would crayons be better? Could use purple and a blue crayon. Do we have a blue crayon? This is a framework of thinking that comes from the book Grit. Highly recommend it, really great book. And it's very simple, but it's kind of deceptively simple. We have a lot of goals in mind. And it's a mess in here about the stuff we want to accomplish, right? I mean, there's stuff like you want to accomplish, like, hey, I want to get a lot more subscribers on my YouTube channel. I want to get a magazine article published in Inc. magazine. I want to, keep growing High Rise. I want to, successfully run a startup until I'm dead that takes care of me comfortably and gives me as much time as possible to spend with my family. All of these things are a jumble in here, but clearly they're not the same. Down here are lots of little goals. It's like a tree. There are goals that are medium size, that are all kind of connected. This little goal can possibly support, these medium sized goals. Eventually they all kind of lead up to one or two things that you think are the most important things that you would want to achieve. I know that up here is that top goal, be your own boss, to spend time with family. I mean, that's a big one. High Rise isn't the top level one. I mean, High Rise is just one awesome means to this other goal. But when you think about it, High Rise isn't the end all of everything. And if you even think about it down here, things that have rattled me. I try to get a magazine article into Entrepreneur magazine, and it's still something I can constantly pursue, but it's been a challenge. It's been a harder challenge than I anticipated, and it rattles me sometimes. Like, I remember an editor, not liking, he rejected an article I wrote, and it felt terrible. But when you think about it, when you think about the ladder of these goals, that article in Entrepreneur is just down here. And when you think about it this way, you realize this is the stuff down here that's easy to quit. And as you go up this ladder here, this stuff right here, this should be very hard to quit. You should not quit this. When you're thinking how do I know when to quit? Well, you got to figure out where is this thing that you're working on in this hierarchy of goals that you have. When you talk about quitting something, is it just an article in some magazine or that can be easily replaced by another article, say in Inc. magazine, or forget articles, maybe, start publishing YouTube videos. These things are much more replaceable than these things. And these things are still replaceable, but this isn't. So you try harder for this and you try least hard for this, and the stuff that's really nagging at you because it's not working quite right, trade that in for something else. It's all easier said than done, but this is a framework that I think you got to think about to organize that stuff in your head. And it's not well, you need Drake, stop gagging while I finish my video. That'd be really nice. It isn't cake, and it takes a lot to figure this stuff out too, but it's a start. It's a start to trying to figure out, what stuff you should quit and what stuff you should keep going for. These animals are circling, and they don't really have a reason to. We took them for a walk, but at 5, they get all impatient with us. Anyway, I hope you dig these videos and all the distractions and get something even out of the advice. If you're new here, I upload a new video every single day talking about business and the decisions just to get through life. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.